Shalom everyone, I hope that you're doing fantastic. So I just tried to do this video just a second ago. They're working on my roof and it was so loud, but they've kind of moved down a little bit. I wanted to share something, and plus it's better for me to redo it anyway because I actually want to read it right out of the scripture. If you're new, I'm not churchy. It could come across that way at times, but I'm not. I'm very spiritual, and I do use the living language and the scripture and the things that I have walked out and the books that I do believe in and things like that. I use that. Okay, anything that's the truth, and it's the truth is the truth is the truth. I don't care where it comes from. The truth is the truth. Okay, and so anyway, I was stating on that original video, oh my God, I couldn't hardly think because the hammer was just going and going and going, and I thought somebody was getting beat up at first this morning when I kept hearing this boom, bang, bang. I was like, what in the world? I put my ear up to my neighbor's house and I could hear stuff in there. I was like, oh my God, whatever. But I happened to go open my curtain and there's like sheetrock and whatever that stuff is from the ceiling. So I figured out what they were doing. But anyway, you can still kind of hear some banging going on out there. But what I was talking about on that video is before I even got started on the first reading on my first channel, and I do like, I don't know, 3 or 4 daily readings because I have several different channels, and I have an audio channel that I am daily on, and I do group type readings with element signs and stuff like that. And by the way, if you missed those will be down below. The cardinal, fixed, and mutable sign readings are all going to run through I think I ran it through the 7th, the 4th through the 7th. Those are down below. But this morning I get up and I get in my scripture in the mornings, and I just allow Jehovah to speak to me. And I opened up this morning talking about, he was talking about the stars falling from heaven. And I was talking on that video about it, but I couldn't remember exactly what was being said in the chapter itself. I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but it amazed me that when we started the first reading that the stars were everywhere. And when I did the cardinal reading yesterday, starting for the 4th through the 7th, there was all kinds of exposure in that reading. And so the divine was just backing up what he said, and then took me to scripture this morning and then backed it up again at what he said. He said he was going to cast them down to the dust. And he told me in the second reading, or through my spirit to us, the people that were listening and engaging in that video, that the sword was here and that you'd been warned. And it literally was right in that scripture this morning. So he stated here, to come near ye nations, to hear and hearken ye people, and let the earth hear, and all that there is therein the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of Jehovah is upon all nations, all of it. He's the governor of the nations, and he ain't happy, people. He's just not happy with some things that have taken place. He said in that first reading that he was going to gather them all together. Okay? Their teeth were dull in that reading, meaning teeth is about wisdom. And if he's sitting here talking about, look, gather together here, people, because here comes my indignation, here comes my sword, I'm not happy. He ain't happy. For the indignation of Jehovah is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He has utterly destroyed them, and he has delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. That's huge, people. That's huge. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved. Listen, yesterday I did a reading, and we kept getting that ship, and I laughed in that reading because the word was dissolve. It went back to literally, those people can be dissolved in one place together. That's huge. And then it's right here in the scripture the next morning. I open it up. And here it is, and all the stars are going to be falling to heaven because he is ticked off. It's huge, people. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and their host shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, as above, so below. He said, here comes the sword. You've been warned. He's talking to the nations. He talked to the leadership of the nations. He ain't happy. He ain't happy. There are going to be some dissolving things now take place, people. He ain't happy. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, Edom, who are in the gates of his brother, Jacob, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. We had judgment come out in the second reading 3 times. It came out on the Tet, the word judgment was there. It came out in a homemade deck, and he said execute judgment. The word judgment was there. It came out in the tarot, the judgment card. The word judgment was written right over the top of that card. Here comes Idumea. I do me, Yah. And that's exactly what people are saying. I'll do myself, God. I'll just do what I want. No, you won't. Here comes the sword of the Most High, and you've been warned. You've been warned over and over and over and over and over to get off these gates in a wicked way. The sword of Jehovah is filled with blood, and it is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Jehovah hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. And the unicorns shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of Jehovah's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. The controversy of Zion. And I have talked here about how the divine had even my tires have Zion written upon the tires. And I've already, for those of you who are brand spanking new, you just really have to go back on my channel to figure out what I'm talking about here. Okay? And there has been a controversy with me and others. And because of the controversy, here comes the sword. Because some people couldn't just make up a choice. We had the crossroad come out, the card come out twice today. What do we do? People plotting. If the divine has to come out and say, I said stop hating, something's wrong. We had church organization there. What is wrong with the church? Well, Edom is in the church. Edom is in the church. For it is the day of Jehovah's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion, which is his holy mountain, by the way. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch, and it shall not be quenched night nor day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever, from generation to generation. It shall lie waste, and none shall pass through it forever and ever. And I'm just going to stop there. I've actually read the rest of this scripture before. It goes back to talking about the line of confusion being out there, and the thorns and all this crap happening here. I just wanted to bring out what he brought out yesterday, with starting with today's date, with exposing energy in the stars, and at the movies actually came out. It's huge, people. What are you going to do today? Because you're not going to be able to run and get away from what the divine's word stating is taking place. The stars are falling, and all their high pride and I do me. We're going to see. We're going to see.